Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a great day at the day. Now guys, Arena Breakout is classed as a PvEvP game, which is classed as player versus environment and player versus player. Now, some of the hardest things you'll come across in the game are in fact other players, which is a different kettle of fish and not what this video is about. However, the PvE side of things, guys, the scavs, the bots, whatever you want to call it, is one of the most hardest things you can come across, except if they're like the trash ones you find just wandering around. But there is one specific one that you've got to watch out for. It's a very rare occurrence that they do appear nowadays. However, the scav bosses do appear here, there and everywhere, and they're formidable foes with their entourage of scav guards. So in this video, guys, I'm going to give you a solo guide to taking on pretty much any boss you want on your own. Obviously they vary in difficulty depending on where they are. For instance, on farm you can find them in motels, stables, or the helicopter crash site area, loading bay, whatever it's called. I personally find the loading bay one the hardest because of the angles. On valley you've got DOS, which only spawns in the actual villa itself, which is what I'm featuring in this video, because he's the only one I've seen in weeks, and since I did the video, I figured I would give you a walkthrough, sort of explain why and how I did all of it. Of course, you've got Renoir, I think he's called, on Northridge. He can spawn either the sewage plant or the resort, and then you've got whatever his hell's called on, no, Freyd's on Northridge, sorry. You've got Renoir on Armory, which I personally find, because of the shape of Armory, quite a bit easier to get angle on. But there's a certain way you should be doing it on solo. Obviously in squads it's completely different, as you're seeing right now. On squads it's really easy to take them on because you've got teammates backing you up. Solo is completely different. So anyway guys, we're going to fast forward to when I actually run into the boss. I'll explain to you the signs you can look out for so you know he's there, and then I'm going to talk you through exactly what I did to make so you've got a better chance of killing one in the future. So of course guys, please leave a like on the video if you can, I really do appreciate it, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do hit that subscribe down below. Click the bell on for notifications if you want to see all my update videos when they come out. So then guys, here we go, I'm going to the villa now. As you can see, the time jump at the top left from the initial sort of part of the video is because I was camping outside thinking there was squads in here for quite a while, until I realised there was no sound, so I decided to like push in and find out what's going on. Now the first indication that there's a boss here, guys, is the voice lines of the scav guards. You'll hear it when I'm in the garage in a moment. So they're different to the regular scavs. The regular scavs, you know, they're quite common. You should know what they sound like by now. So you should have heard them there just go like teammates, find cover, etc. They've got a different voice line, specifically the scav guards do when they know you're in the area. Of course, if you're on a scav as well, they'll tell you they're going to kill you, etc. Now, what tends to happen is the boss will move around individually and the guards will move as a unit. So I find it easier to sort of take them out of range because they have like sort of an auto aim for your arms and legs, and they can take you out in seconds if you get too close. You'll find people boasting, you know, they're running like Rambo and they face them face to face. It works occasionally, but you're going to absolutely knock yourself up doing this. So what I'm doing is, guys, I'm waiting for them to push us. Now, the DOS guards will not follow you outside of Villa. If you do find Freyd on Northridge and stuff, he will follow you outside of sewage. He'll follow you around the Northridge thing, etc. But this one will not follow you outside of the villa walls. But they will sort of, if you're peeking through the doorway like I am here, they will sort of come into your line of sight, which is what I'm hoping for here. I find this doorway the easiest way to take on DOS. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take painkillers before I have any sort of confrontation with them. I'm going to make sure I've got all my stamina, I'm not hungry or anything like that, because obviously I take a little pop shot at them through the, do a little bit of damage through the bushes there. I think I can sort of see them. See the direction anyway, but I want to make sure that I'm fully reloaded and stuff before I take them on, because there's at least 6, 7, 8 of them, something like that, and they'll separate or they'll charge you all at once, like you saw earlier when I was in the squad, and they're gonna really like eat into you with their PS ammo or PP ammo, depending on what guns they've got. They'll have AKSs, or depending on the map, they might have FALs or M4s, or some of them have sniper rifles, Mosins and stuff, and they will just take your arms out. You'll see in a moment that I just lose both my arms in the first little the little skirmish I'm about to do right here. There's 3 of them. See how that accuracy, if you look at me health at the top left, how much damage 3 just did was there. If there was all 7, I probably would have died in that little confrontation. So what I've done is, I've took them 3 down. I'm going to fully heal myself, but I'm not going to repair my limbs, because I know that I'm just going to lose them again anyway. But I'm going to make sure that I keep my distance. So throw a little grenade in there, just to see if there's any hanging about in the general area of where I just killed them 3. Now, the best thing to do, guys, like I say, when it comes to Scav bosses, the main thing you want to take down is the Scav guards, and then you can go for the Scav boss last. You want to try and take them out individually if possible. Treat it like a 1v1v1v1v1. Try and get them all isolated. Get them trapped on corners and stuff, so they have to peek around the corners to get you. Sort of peek around corners yourself. Make sure you reveal as little possible of yourself. So you'll notice they don't actually hit me legs at all when I'm fighting them here. It's because I don't leave me legs on shore when I'm fighting them. Only my arms and my upper torso and stuff, because they're going to aim straight for my arms, and obviously I don't want to die. But I'm making sure I keep reloading as well. I don't think I'm going to need 180 rounds or all 3 60-round magazines, but there is something you have to keep in mind when you're doing this as well, that obviously the Scav guards don't use suppressors. They're going to be making a hell of a lot of noise. The majority of players will know exactly what's going on. It's either like a squad fighting another squad, or the Scav boss is there and someone's fighting them, because they don't shoot at the wall, you know what I mean? So you have to be wary at all times of other people coming to try and take you out as well. So now I've isolated them a bit, I'm going to see if I can move around to find the rest of them. They generally stay around about the villa area, like the actual building itself. So a little peek there, I can see Doss at the end. So he's with 1 guard. I'm just going to aim for the head and take them both out. So there's the boss dead, but that doesn't mean all the boss guards are dead yet. Now, this boss area specifically has an alarm, and if there's any Scav guards left, they will go ring the alarm. I'm not entirely sure if it matters if they're ringing or not, because it just kind of alerts the rest of them your presence. It doesn't spawn any extra guards or anything like that, but as you can hear, the alarm is now going off, and that'll not go off until you've killed all the Scav guards. So I'm just going to run around and be as careful as possible to take the rest of them out, and then after that, I will heal up. Now, like I say, guys, the easiest way to kill these is to either spray all the guards down in one go, like you saw me do with the MPX earlier, or separate them. There's one on his own, get a little quick headshot. But it's very important between gunfights, especially with these ones, to heal up if you can, because they do absolutely rip you a new one with the ammo. Even the the bosses themselves use gold ammo. Doss, in this case, has got golden BP in his AKS, as you'll see when I loot him very, very shortly, after I've killed the rest of them. So it's important to sort of just do the little peeks like I'm doing here, and make sure they can't catch you off guard, because they will just absolutely annihilate you. Like I say though, this is for solo. It's a lot easier on a squad. You've got people backing you up. You can run into cover while your teammate fights the boss or the boss guards and stuff like that. And it's a lot easier to do. But I hope this solo guide does help people understand better how to take on the boss. And of course, you have to look out for other players. It's nothing worse for me. Like, for instance, right now, I've just killed the boss, all his guards. I'm busy healing myself up. A million times now, well, not a million times, but quite a few times, I've been killed by players at this stage, and they've had all the loot themselves and all my loot and stuff. It's very, very frustrating. But very rewarding to kill a Scav boss, so I wouldn't shy away from it. I would recommend you're at least in tier 4, otherwise they'll just gun you down, and obviously you need plenty of ammo to actually take them all down. I probably used about 100 rounds there, something like that, but my M4 build is quite accurate. Here's Doss's rewards. Every boss has a token. As you can see, he's got a token in the dog tag slot. Everyone will have a little gold token, and sometimes they drop TV passes, so take that. Make sure you do empty all the ammo out. They use gold ammo. The boss guards all use purple ammo, so if you can be bothered, you can go around and just, you know, empty all them as well. Get some extra loot. But enjoy. Hope you do manage to take on the bosses, and you're going to survive and not get killed by a player afterwards. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave that there. I've obviously killed him. I'm going to go ahead and loot the rest of Villa. I do survive this game, guys. I do get out, so I didn't get killed by a player on the way out, and he didn't take any of the stuff, thankfully. But thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like down below if you did. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. for further updates, further guides, further gameplays, tips, etc. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.